All right, man. We back at it. No, it's another Culture Uncut podcast. We can't call it Woke Wednesday because it ain't Wednesday. So we're gonna call it Enlightened Friday. How about that?
Mm,
Another Enlightened Friday. Cooling with my doggone goon Sergio and my man, Smoke from
What's
Smoke
good,
Screen
y'all?
Podcast, my man with the meats.
Pause.
Yeah, he got the meats for the streets. So what's good with you fellas this Friday, TGIF? How y'all holding up?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good.
Feeling good, feeling great? About you, Gio?
Yeah, man. I have no complaints, man. Loving living life, baby.
Oh, okay. I'm just trying to, mental health awareness is at the end of that. Like, do people check in on people outside of mental? I don't even think they check in on people doing mental health
Right.
awareness. I just want to go ahead and throw that out there. I think it's just like something that they just, some cool little hashtag. But I wonder, do people really check in on people outside of that, the months they tell us to?
No, man, I feel and now that you say it, like it's in the summertime, people vacationing and stuff. They should have that
Mhm.
like in the fall, winter time, like kind of mental health awareness with I
No,
don't
boy,
know.
with this climate right here, niggas, boy, they you gonna need that bit all year. Boy. You gonna need to check in on people's mentals all year, boy. It's been like one of them weeks, and what makes me bring that up is like I got a phone call yesterday, bro. It was a rough day, man, and somebody I know they had hit me up with suicidal thoughts and ideations,
Mm,
and then just having to like that was my first time being on that type of phone call and, being able to talk them through it, get them to care and whatnot. It was eye opening, but it just kind of brings me to this point. Like some of the conversations we was having, um, you know, there was like embarrassed, shame that they got to that
mhm,
point type vibe, and didn't want to like hesitant on getting help. You know what I mean?
mhm.
I don't know if have y'all ever like had one of them calls where somebody call you and they're just like struggling down and out, and you had to like get them to a better spot, like mentally.
Yeah, I had a partner. Matter of fact, we was getting ready to go to a FAMU football game, and he kind of like broke down. We had two partners that passed away at a young age. We was all in my truck, and he kind of broke down a little bit. It was just good just to see that moment and know it's kind of like, especially if you have a shared experience,
Mhm.
that what you going through the same thing, even though you may keep it kind of undertone a little bit, but to see one of your homeboys break down with it, it's kinda almost refreshing, almost. It's almost
Yeah.
refreshing, but yeah, I done been in that situation.
Yeah, them the vibes I kinda got, and I explained to her because and I told her the same thing. I was like, "You'll be surprised. A lot of people is like going through the same thing you going through, and I salute you. Like that's bravery. A
Mhm.
lot of people don't have the courage to kind of speak up and talk about the traumas and stuff that they battling on a day to day basis. Kind of like when you get to that last straw, like you know, boy movie, everything just kind of breaks. What about you, Gio?
Yeah, it's been some young men that I've mentored that came to me with, what I'm saying, different type of thoughts or situations that they was in and what I'm saying, wanted alternative ways of addressing situations. So like Brandon said, man, it really makes you feel aware and wanted at that time. And the same thing, like you said, Trey, to be able to share that with them and help bring them through. Like I said, I definitely appreciate being called upon in those moments. And then I'm thankful for the experiences that I had that I can be able to try to convey this concept to somebody else so that they can be better.
Yeah, it was tough because it was, it was it was one of the moments where like it's time off and like Smoke was saying, it's summertime. You thinking about, all right, time to unwind. It's Juneteenth on the calendar. I already got XYZ planned out on what I want to do with the family and everything, and then boom, like life hit you with one of them calls, and a lot of times we're not prepared for it, you know. And
Right.
to be real with you, I guess there's no way to prepare for that, something like that. I think usually most of the time that happen in unexpected situations, but it is summer. But that grill looking like smoke, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
With that
I've been
grill,
in
that lighten it up real quick.
I've
What's
been
it
in
looking
and out
like?
of Tallahassee lately, so I ain't really been on it. Football season really my go time with, barbecuing, but I got on last week just playing around with some, a chuck roast and a brisket
Mhm.
on there and some chicken. But yeah, just keeping it light really.
Well, this is when you test out the product. This is when you're like,
Yeah,
all right.
testing out, giving plates away. Sometimes I do like little free, like just throw, hey, hit people up who want a slab of ribs and stuff like that, just to get my name out. but it's a time
Damn,
when
boy,
I
you
do it.
giving out whole slabs.
Whole things.
Sometimes, man, some
Whole
chicken, some
things.
slabs. Man, the way I figured, though, if you want to grow, if you want to build a business in the community, you got to feed the community. So
Okay.
you got to give
Word to
it to
Huey
them.
P.
Yeah, so they'll know. All right, yeah, that brother right there on the summer. Let me shop with him a little bit because I know he gonna pay it forward to somebody else.
Damn, boy, you getting the community whole slabs. That's different, boy.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, I guess that is, you know, that's one way of testing your product too. Like, they gonna give you instant feedback out the gate.
Mhm.
Yeah, man, I learned because whenever I get into something, I try to learn the history of it. And this is dude out of Kansas City, and that's how he started. He's like known as like the starter of, like barbecue Kansas City barbecue and big in the barbecue. But he
Mhm.
was giving it out for cheap. But they say he was getting the meat off it had fell off the truck. This was back in the 50s and 60s. So he'll get the meat and then he'll throw it on, but he'll sell it for cheap or give it away free. And that's how he become the king of barbecue in Kansas City. So trying to apply that down here in Florida somehow.
He probably had a plug though.
It was they said he was falling
Mhm.
off the back of the truck.
Oh,
And
okay.
It was
every day at the
falling off,
same
yeah.
time. Hitting
Yeah,
that
he
corner real hard.
driving the truck. His cousin was driving the truck, gave him the route.
Mhm.
Ain't no way, boy. You just
Gently used. That's what it
that
was.
you had something else going on. But hey, ain't nothing like a good old Negro hookup, man.
Yeah,
I
man.
ain't mad at it, boy. What were some of the best hookups y'all had? Speaking of Negro hookups.
I
Oh,
let you
y'all don't
go,
want to talk
Gio,
about it.
yeah.
You know, scared to talk about a
Uh,
hookup.
I don't know if it would classify as a hookup. You know what I'm saying? Several people look out for me and give me, you know what I'm saying, favor, but I wouldn't necessarily say it was like a hookup, like, you know what I'm saying, slab of ribs or nothing like that. But
Oh man, boy, back in the days, boy, we had all types of hookups, man. You had the hookup at the Blockbuster, you know what I'm saying? Had the movie rental hookup. You had the doggone, you know, whoever worked at the supermarket hookup, but he wasn't like the old boy with the meat falling off the back. But you know what time that shift was to go in to get that doggone pack for sure. Y'all boys have any summer plans though? Y'all looking to get into for the summer to get your mind off of the tension of life stressors?
Well, I'm going down to D-Land and going on the cruise at the end of July.
okay,
That's about it.
Oh
that's
man,
what's
that's how
up.
they got us over here. What cruise you going on?
Exactly, man. I said I'd never go, but and then it's a family reunion, bro. And I'm like, come on, man. Y'all want to choose to get on a ship on a family reunion.
Where y'all going and
I,
what port calls y'all got?
I know it's bad, but I don't even know. And that's exactly how it happened right there, man.
Yeah, just supporting family. Ain't nothing wrong
Yeah.
with it, man.
I mean, you know,
Oh boy, you better be careful, boy. They drop your ass off in the
that's
right
what I'm
port and they
saying.
leave you there. But that's how they got my granddad almost got stuck over back in the island with that one. He lucky my grandma had his birth certificate and everything. They were gonna leave him over there. But man,
Damn.
Dang, dog.
oh yeah, that's a true story. Yeah, Pops always send out that little reminder, hey man, be careful. They almost got my daddy like that.
Hmm.
But following Juneteenth, man, y'all had any good Juneteenth celebrations? Damn.
No, man. That was
Y'all ain't
cool.
feeling it either, huh?
Hey,
I took my baby to a couple farmers markets, so that was more so my Thursday.
Oh, respect. Farmers market. How is I always was wondering like with everything that's going on. I was watching
Hmm.
a couple like with the deportations and everything, and also
Hmm.
with farming with local
Hmm.
markets, how it's impacting. I was seeing some markets where like local markets where it was just like just bare bones, but it was mostly out west.
I mean, it all depends. The one I went to yesterday, it wasn't one of the bigger ones, but that's just one of the things that we love to do. So if I can always stumble across one, we gonna go. But it's a lot of times just our, you know what I'm saying, our Asian cousins out there selling it up. So that's all it is.
Oh yeah, they hook you up with a good old Asian discount.
A little bit, you know, I speak a little bit of that Mandarin to them and they, you know what I'm saying, throw a little more in the bundles. We'll be all right.
Smoke, you got any Juneteenth rituals you like to kick off?
nah, man. We probably get out there in our garden this weekend. I got to build a trellis, so I'm gonna do that for the cucumbers, and that's probably it. I'm thinking about going to the farmers market. I might hit up the farmers market.
Oh man, I ain't know that's pretty dope. I want to get into gardening more. I got a couple plants and stuff that I take care of, but I always want to get me a little garden out back.
It's the best way.
Yeah.
So now I love that you got that going. But I guess one of the hot topics that kind of came up, it was dealing with President Trump's tweet. I don't know if you guys saw it, but he pretty much was like, "Man, it's too many non-working holidays, man," and you know him and Senator Ed Markey, they kinda went back and forth about it, but he was like, "Man, it's time for y'all boys to get back to work, man. Too many working holidays." In my mind, when I saw that, I was like, "Oh, boy, I see what you trying to do. You know, kicked out the Mexicans and everybody else. You trying to get some work on these streets." But I wanna get y'all thoughts on, one, like, how y'all commemorate Juneteenth. Me, I don't look at it as a day to celebrate because it's kinda hard to celebrate with everything that's going on in the post of the world right now.
Mhm.
So I look at it as like there's still like work to do, and that's I look at all the work that was put in from our ancestors and stuff like that, and like I'm like, y'all out here busting it wide open, man. They got all types of wild parades. I'm like, bro, like, have y'all seeing what's going on like, in the world? Like it just didn't for me, it just didn't feel right this year to be, having the cookout like mindset. But what do y'all thought about that tweet that went out? Man, y'all scared to talk about it? Boy, he got y'all
No,
too.
no, I was
Nah,
I was finna let smoke go first, man.
but nah, man, they asked what the press secretary yesterday what he had to say about Juneteenth, and she was kind of beating around the bush about it. And that's what he had to say about it. So I mean, dude gonna do what the dude gonna do.
Yeah, I think we all kind of knew like this was coming. To be
Yeah.
real with you, it wasn't like for us. It wasn't no big secret what he was gonna do with Juneteenth. I think they'll. Well, I want to hear from you, brother Gio. Like, how you like recognize Juneteenth, and like, what are your thoughts about the tweet?
Tweet wise, like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all good brother said, he gonna be who he gonna be. And like I said, I don't necessarily get mad at that. I like a spade being a spade, as they say. Now, the crazy part is, which is gonna kind of sort of tie into a post that you did earlier. I understand him talking about the non-federal working days or the federal working days because that's his agenda, how he want to run the business. But to what you were saying, Trey, was like, I don't think we wanted, I don't want to say help, but when we were looking for a type of justice to being done, we didn't think that you saying Juneteenth was a federal holiday would suffice for the damage and the things that we done been through. So if you want to take that away, then that's on y'all. We didn't ask for that. The same thing with the Aunt Jemima and the Uncle Ben. We didn't ask y'all to change their names. Like, you know what I mean? But like you said, to your point about how we look at it, if we are really supposed to be celebrating or giving honor to the fact of being free, like how are you representing that? How are you displaying that? How are you showing that? How are you showing your gratefulness? You know what I'm saying? We talked about hookups. When somebody look out for you, you show your appreciation because you know what I'm saying? You understand what took place. You might want that hookup again. So it's like, how is it that we're celebrating this freedom by not doing what we're supposed to do and just, you know what I mean? So it's like, I get you on that. So that's why I haven't been. Like I said, I've been a part of several different parades and organizations. Like I get it because sometimes it's all our people know, but it's like in the grand scheme of things, like we really ain't doing nothing. We just partying for what? But then you're gonna get mad at some of the stuff that went on. But if we would have planned, then you know what I mean. So that's just more or less how I see it, brother.
Yeah, and I'm right there with you. Like I see both sides of, and I don't even want to call it argument. I guess
Mm-hmm.
the topic, where like like I the pulse of like where I'm at, like I can understand why people feel that they're not free. Like one, like it was delayed freedom when it came to the whole, you know, Juneteenth situation. Then following in that, they had, Amendment 13, mass incarceration. And
Mm-hmm.
then, just like a trickling effect of like stuff that really impacted our communities that we never really bounced back from. So
Mm-hmm.
like what are we, like when did the freedom come? You know what I'm saying? Just because they just moved the chain somewhere else. And just an unfortunate situation, but it is what it is. And what I liked about, I don't even want to say I like, because it always seemed like political theatrics him and the senator, I think he's out of Boston, Ed Markey or whatever, when he was saying that when it comes to, he's like, the this administration, they don't like, the history of Black America is their black eye. Like every time they bring
Mm-hmm.
it up, it's just something that they trying to just dissolve and just not avoid.
Mm-hmm.
So that was like what he was saying, which also is like a deeper reflection on a lot of like our counterparts and stuff that they have to like. They don't want to hear about it. You hear people walking around saying, "Oh, I got I got white fatigue or black fatigue or whatever the hell, like one of
Mhm.
them 2 that they said that they got, which makes absolutely no sense, but it's the elephant in the room that nobody wanna address, you know what I'm saying? Nobody wanna, like, make reparations for him fits. I think that's kinda like the vibe of where I was at this year, and then that phone call didn't help either, but
Right.
but also, man, you got some big news out there in Tallahassee. So I was trying to see. That's why I had you on. You know what I'm saying? You got boots on the ground. You know, Tallahassee finest. I know you deep into the political bag down there, so I wanted to tap in with you about the FAMU protests and Florida's war on black institutions. See what's going
Hmm.
on down there. Check in.
Man, they got Marva Johnson at head in FAMU now. I would have been cool. I liked the beard dude. He been quietly doing stuff. Yeah, DeSantis got his person, so that's all that mattered for them in the state, man. But I don't know, man. It's crazy how at UF they had a call and they voted them they person down, person
Mhm.
that they had, but at FAMU they pushed her. Nah, she's the person, but they wouldn't do that at UF. Even though this dude had all the accolades, was touted, but because he was associated with DEI, they didn't hire him. But that shows proof of why they got Marva at FAMU, Miss Johnson at FAMU.
I wonder what tied him or what made him associated with DEI. You know
He
what I'm
was out.
saying?
He
Like,
was out of Michigan, and I think for one, he's Chinese. Uh, and I think they Florida had a big thing already with banning uh
China.
China
Mhm.
government from coming in and buying land in Florida. So they were like, I guess thinking it won't look good if we sit here and the
They wanted to
flagship
try
of
to stand on business.
yeah, the flagship of Florida hires a Chinese as a president, Chinese person as president. But I don't know, man. The senators and the legislature made the call, the pull, and the board of governors voted them down. At FAMU, they voted her in. So DeSantis, like I said, DeSantis got his person in. His eyes in the FAMU.
I think it's like interesting on a lot of fronts. One, it almost kind of feel like history is kind of repeating itself again. That's why I didn't understand the popular thing about this movement in this direction. But like I guess like the patterns of like political like interference when it comes to black education in the state of Florida, I've kind of found interesting on why they have so much of a control, I guess, and
Yeah,
direction on who has those positions.
Yeah, I went. I couldn't call it, man. I've been trying to watch the board of governors meetings for the past couple of years, but when we had Larry Robertson, he wouldn't really say anything. He'll just sit there, kind of at the meetings. I'm gonna let them talk amongst themselves. But now we have, said Mrs. Johnson. She's gonna come in, and I like to see. I think she's gonna be very vocal because she was already working with DeSantis, with changing how the state of Florida did education. She was working with the Department of Education for him, so she kind of changed the curriculum and the criteria with the whole wokeness, stop wokeness. She was a part of that initiative. I know he's gonna get it in the FAMU. I don't know if y'all knew they had all the universities had to fill out. All the students had to fill out like how they felt on around the university that year, that school year. UF and FAMU were the two universities that that had the lowest amount of students answer back to the survey, and those are the
Mm.
two universities that the presidents are getting pulled.
The
Which
sla damn.
which man also add that University of Florida president Ben Sassy was handpicked by DeSantis to come in from out there in Utah. And you remember Florida played Utah 2 years back to back. So he
Mhm.
was a senator from out there in Utah. Then he comes to UF, and then they find out doing this Doge stuff that the governor tried to start in Florida. They find out that this man was mishandling money. So I don't understand how the eyes don't go back to DeSantis saying, "Hey, you picked this man to come down here to UF, and he was around here stealing money, having planes for people coming in, flying them in, using all kind of money out the ass."
Well, damn, he was using flued up money.
Yeah,
Golly,
man.
boy, well, he was on his freaky
But it get
freak
pushed up
bullshit.
under the rug, bro. It get pushed up under the rug. But they go and
I
they
think
try. What you about to say?
nah, I was gonna say, I think one of my biggest concern is, like, the students, to be real with you, like, because these
Mhm.
students are protesting, then if you watch, like, they're gonna Stanford is like an example. Like if they did what they did to Stanford, my thoughts and prayers are with the students who are protesting, and my prayers are that they organize safely and that they
Mhm.
kind of like leverage their network, their alumni networks, because it's a sticky situation, to be honest with you. If you got a kid that's going out to college, I don't know how that's not on the front of your mind right now. You know, like, and what tools are you giving them, like, to protect them? You know, like it's so the way that they locking people up and throwing them away. It's like one of them situations where you definitely gotta have a community mindset to protect them.
I was also thinking about like, cause the governor, him and the president don't kind of see eye to eye. And I was thinking about how the president going at Harvard, and he can't really get in Harvard because Harvard got, the
Mhm.
alumni and everybody. But here we got a governor that he didn't say, "Oh, I could get into my university. Watch this." And now he's in the UF and FAMU. So one of the top public schools in the country, and the top HBCU in the country. And he's able to handpick and put his person there and change everything inside the university how he wants it. Like the new college, I know you know about the new college, how the dude they put on the new college, it's down on the West Coast. He was one of the people who helped in the 2025 and the 2025. So
Mm.
and DeSantis put him on the board of governors at that university as a
It's crazy,
trustee.
like when beforehand, everyone was saying, "Man, Project 2025." That was like the talking. Everyone was saying, "Hey, man, this is like really bad." Project 2025. Project 20. Everybody was like, everybody who's a part of his cult or base, or they, like, they ain't real.
Mhm.
They ain't. Boy, that boy running that thing. That boy running that bit like it's John Madden playbook. Boy, that boy ain't missed. Boy, that bit, that bit got hot. He got hot routes and everything. Man. That bit got everything. They got
Yeah.
doggone. They got secret Madden AI leaked up in his doggone Project 25 playbook. Boy, golly. It baffles me, like, not baffles me, but just like, it's so quiet. Is it me? Like, am I going crazy with what I'm talking about? Like, the man is running the Project 2025 like play by play, boy. He about to win. He about to win a Super Bowl, boy.
And he acting like he don't know what it is. That's the thing about it. And I'm like, how you don't know nothing about what it is, but you everything is in it. You playing it every week is something different.
Boy, that boy get up there and play done quick. Boy, everybody like, and then how people defend it, like, is wild work, man. But I also thought like a school like FAMU, right?
Mhm.
They in education they rank pretty high
Mhm.
in the state of Florida. Like, but if you look at how they rank in education and how much they get funded, it's bad. It's
Yeah.
egregious work.
That's what I was worried about too, because I was like, man, because the alumni and the students, that's one thing about the Rattlers, they sticking together. The alumni don't like it, and the students don't like it. And so they went down there to
Mhm.
I think it was in Boca Raton. They went down there to try to stop it when they voted her in the other day. But so they're sticking together. But I'm worried about the governor coming back and say, "Well, I gave you all this money." Well, really, he didn't give us that money. It was from Biden telling them they have to give out these monies to these land grant universities. So I know he's gonna try to hog the money, but he said he's giving, I think it was 10 million, extra 10 million in the budget to HBCUs or state universities this year when they just passed the budget, which we just barely passed the budget this year. So I don't know, man. And then they in the lawsuit. His wife is getting sued, so it's a lot of stuff. I'm hoping that they don't try to when she's going to run for governor, they don't try to bring her up to the FAMU and try to win the votes with the
Who
students
wife
at
getting sued?
FAMU. It's just they try to do a whole. It's this thing where they came up with this idea where you don't Florida residents who use SNAP benefits, they don't go to use SNAP.
Mhm.
They use this fund called a Hope Fund. I think it is, and the Hope Fund gives the money instead of relying on the federal funds. But they asked for it was something, it was the amount of money that was supposed to come for federal, and they took 10 million out of the money. They were supposed to put all the money into one fund. They took 10 million out and put it in the Hope Fund, and I think he used it to fly around during this presidential race. It's this fund that they were supposed to use for the government gave them that they were supposed to use all the money in this fund for this one initiative, but they took 10 million out of the fund moved it to the Hope Fund, and I believe in the investigation is, did he use that for his presidential run, or is she going to use some of that
Mm.
money for her governor run? And so that's the investigation that's
Oh,
going on
damn.
right now. But and I'm hoping that with the president picking his person for the Florida governor and DeSantis wanting his wife, I don't want him to try to use FAMU because he knows Marva used FAMU as a platform to get the black votes. Because we don't know who the
You know
Democratic
he gonna
person
do
gonna
it.
be. Exactly. That's what I'm thinking, man. The one thing about this dude, he thinks 5 steps ahead of where you think he at. So I believe that's what he's about to do right there. She gonna show up to a FAMU football game. She gonna start helping
Mm-hmm.
with different stuff around there.
Yep.
Ain't gonna get them boys some New Jerseys, and that can be it.
Man,
Everything,
it's a dirty
everything,
game,
dog,
man.
gonna run them up. They will get them some New Jerseys and
Eh,
some Nike, some Jordan cleats.
you know they
With LeBron, yeah, they gonna do LeBrons.
LeBron, he might pull out Pauls. He was attached to the other. That's another conspiracy. I don't want to get too into conspiracies, but man, if they slash like so, that's what I'm worried about, like the protesting, because if they already slashing up, you already don't have a whole lot of money to begin with. Now
Mm-hmm.
you protesting. And then now they already don't like a lot of your programs. How do you navigate that as a student? You know what I'm saying? Or
I
even
don't
if
know.
even if you're part of the staff. Like, I never understood why the board have to be involved of education, have to be that involved with politicians.
It was a lady that went to my grandma. Well, her family goes to my church down in Lachaway, and she worked up here in at FAMU. She got out like 2-3 years ago, and she already saw it happen. What was about to happen? She got out. She went to Edward Waters, but
Over in
Jacksonville.
yeah,
Yeah.
Jacksonville.
So she went out there. So that I don't know, man. FAMU does have a lot of cousins hiring cousins, stuff like that. But still, with the I don't know, man. They bro, this last I'm gonna say about it, but the governor hired he at the last minute. He put in on the board of governors. There's a man, a Caucasian man that owns a couple of McDonald's in Tallahassee. He put
Mm-hmm.
him into the board of governors for FAMU out of nowhere, just to sway the vote to go the way he wanted. Like,
I'm
come
trying to
on,
get that
man,
damn McFlurry machine fixed.
bro. How can the governor? I don't understand it either, bro. How can politics and education go so much hand in hand with you can handpick your person like this? What's the reason even having a board of governors if you're gonna buy it?
It's the
Cause
same thing.
they know we'd object any other way, so they try to circumvent it with these different little tactics, bro.
Yeah,
That's all it
Yeah,
is.
it's the same thing. Like, it's just a tricky bag that I saw that they got into, where it was able to influence a lot of people. Also, like in the realm of like religion,
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to like the white Christian nationalists, and like how they was able to like angle and get into like these positions. When you have these conversations with a lot of these people, it's alarming of their views on a lot of things, but I don't think we are talking to people face to face. We mostly talk to people on the screen. So it's kind of hard to kind of get engaged if you don't aren't active at like different churches, like in community and whatnot. You can kind of get lost in the sauce with the algorithm and how they want to program you. Oh, man, speaking of programs, man, and also like straws, I brought up doggone, Tyler Perry, boy, he he out in these streets, boy, he got him a nice little Latino man that's he been in them DMs. They say, boy, he got a $260 million sexual loss assault. They said, boy, he tried to grease the turkey, man.
Mm-hmm. Boondocks don't miss, baby.
bro. I was just telling my wife that last night.
And the crazy thing is, he fought so hard with them to make sure that don't see the light of day. That gotta, and like I said, however you want to be, I mean, that's your life to live. That ain't neither here nor there. But the issue comes in that when you take away people's free will, or when you use force, you know what I mean? And that's what's
Yeah.
getting people in trouble, bruh. Like, no matter how big pause you think you is, right? You can't use your influence on somebody. They still gotta have their free will. So if they say no, you gotta be P about it and keep it pushing. You feel me?
Yeah, he keeping it pushing, all right.
Y'all ever
Like he
seen that?
tell them Boondog, you gonna get this how you want it.
Y'all ever seen the episode of Atlanta when Childish Gambino played him?
Uh-uh.
Yeah.
Bro, y'all gotta watch that one, dog. He played him. It was like the Boondocks in real life, dog. Y'all gotta
Yeah, I'm
watch
gonna have to
that one.
catch up on that,
What
man.
season is it?
It's the last one, I believe.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
It
It
was
was
the
one of them
last
se
one
they had a weird season that kinda threw me off. I think
with
it
the
was like
Michael Jackson.
yeah, it was one of them seasons I was like, "Bro, this is different than all the other ones." I think it was the
Yeah.
3rd, maybe the 3rd season.
But that last one, he did a play on Tyler Perry, man. So I didn't know. I told my wife I didn't know the dude was a Latino till last night. I
Oh,
seen
Mm,
yeah,
somebody. I said, "God, dog, Tyler." I thought it was a
yeah.
black dude.
That boy liked them thick
no,
too, boy. He said he liked them thick Latinos too.
remember the dude tried to push this story last year, but he ain't never say no name. So like, with us, we don't like the whole quote unquote snitching culture. So they ain't never gone. They'll drop the breadcrumbs. You feel me? But
Yeah,
he
Oh,
went
I ain't know
outside
that.
the culture. He went outside the culture. So that's how he ended up getting caught. He thought he was safe, and he ain't
Y'all
work
saw them
like that.
DMs? But them DMs was
Atrocious,
wild.
atrocious, bro.
I don't know that cut out of that, boy. Them DMs is like, good
y'all
God.
seen him at the BET Awards.
Yeah,
I'm
that
like,
boy say
dang, bro, you were just at the BET Award.
that boy said I made more millionaires than any black man in the world. Boy, y'all better leave me. Let me go ahead and steal me some Latino man booty.
Got the hottest movie on Netflix right now.
Yeah, boy. Just
I
highlighting
wouldn't
all
know.
that black trauma, ain't it, boy?
I hate that, man. And he said he's doing that out of respect and reverence for, what I'm saying, the women in his family. But I'm like, there's no other way that you can honor them or tell they like how many more stories of that do you got to tell?
I get it. Like I don't wanna like unfairly scrutinize him either. It's like one of them like it's like 'cause y'all think he get too much scrutiny like when it
Mm-mm.
comes to like 50 Cent, like all the other black people in his position, his peers that kind of put out degenerate debauchery.
Yeah,
Him people say that he get
too.
the most, but people say he get the most scrutiny out of everybody though. Y'all think that's the thing?
I
Be like,
mean,
nah, you
it's
good.
he dresses Medea, do all that, so of course he gonna get it. But this one right here,
Yeah, I mean, once some text messages drop, like that little sob story may would have worked if the text once that boy dropped them DMs, like, golly, boy, you just horny.
it was like
Mhm.
you knew it could be, but then now when you see the tail, you like, God, dog, man.
That's a big dude, boy. He pushing up on it too. That's a big old line. That boy, he could definitely be in the NFL. Golly, boy. He's like, boy, you want. Let me stop. I can go in a deep bag of you know all jokes, but I don't want to go. I want to take it there. I thought you said the BET Awards. I'll go there next. I'll get back to the movie. Did y'all see the movie Straws?
Yeah, I seen it.
What you thought?
I mean, I was like they drug it out too much. It was like the same scene like over and over. I seen it got white people crying, so that was kind of funny to me. See the white folks cry, getting them the tear jerk like he got a lot of black folks. But I ain't cry with it, but it was kind of sad. But I was like, man, every movie like this, like y'all said,
I I was enjoying it. Like even like it had some of its cheesy parts, and then that boy they did my dog dirty, boy. The way when she killed the
they
dog
killed
on
Glenn.
super, yeah, she killed Glenn. Glenn was just holding her ass accountable.
Got to get him out of there.
You set me up.
Yes, you did.
Boy, they got Glenn about it. Oh like God, man, you gonna kill the dog on black hard worker man, holding people accountable, coming into work. Got him up out of there. No, it was I like the storyline, but then they kind of threw me off with Glenn, of course. And then at the end, like I thought like they could have found a way to marry it to make it a happy ending. Pause. Like make it like why the kid had to know like I don't know. I don't wanna like understand like how they get to the point where just gotta end off on a sob story.
I think what helped me was my wife had watched it. Then after she watched it, then I watched it, and we sat there and watched it. So she kind of told me like in the beginning, like watch how she waving to the teacher, and the teacher waving back, and she like thinking, when she was thinking the girl was with her, and so she was like, you notice a girl not there. So I kind of already knew something was gonna happen at the end.
I wasn't expecting the girl. Boy, she was a whole nut bag too, boy.
Yeah,
Mm.
God, everywhere I was like, God, boy, you can't catch a break. But don't y'all ever been around them type of people? Like, damn, you always got something bad. Wherever you go, it's something bad happening. It's like, nigga, stay from around me.
Hmm.
Them the vibes that she would get, like, "What, everywhere you going, like, you ain't talk about it. You ain't talk about it. Like, how this baby get here? We don't know nothing about the daddy.
Yeah.
What, like, you just, like, is this, like, immaculate conception type vibe where there's no man in your life at all? Ain't no positive only positive doggone man she had was the homeless man.
Oh, Sinbad?
Yeah, Sinbad. I ain't even I thought I'm sorry, Sinbad. I thought you dead this whole time too.
Bro, he got a son.
My bad, Sinbad. This whole time, boy. I thought you was out of here, baby. I ain't even know you was here, bro.
Hey, that's
I thought
another
Sinbad was gone.
That's another way Tyler Perry tried to save himself because he gave Sinbad the job. Everybody was, oh, that's so good. He gave Sinbad this job since he been sick.
Man, okay. Oh, so what so something is wrong with him.
Yeah, he had a stroke or a heart attack a couple years ago, like 2 years ago.
Okay,
Yeah, so
wrong.
something is.
He made it then. Damn.
Yeah.
Not damn, bro.
No, damn me, because I thought he was gone. Like I thought that boy was gone.
That nigga said he made it. Damn.
When I saw it, I was like, bro, like how long? Like I was shook. Well, I was like, damn, I thought that boy was gone. Cause I thought Sinbad was funny. He always made like good, clean, wholesome jokes. He was a good dude. He just disappeared. So hey man, shout out to look, Tyler Perry did something good, man. Tyler Perry brought the man back, and then here he is. Y'all think like our counterpart, like are we the only ones that do that though? Like hold our doggone like people to this like set like a high standard. 'Cause, our white they make all type of debauchery and crazy like wild movies, but nobody like trying to get them out the paint.
I think probably Weinstein was probably the
I'm talking about like
the
Hollywood
last
though.
one. Yeah. I mean, it like you said, I don't think they go as hard as us pertaining to that. But I mean, I don't think, like you said earlier, with apples and oranges, like I don't think we should compare that. I think if they don't want to clean up theirs, that's on them. We shouldn't use that as a standard to be like, well, we have to clean up ours or we don't have to. You know what I mean? I think we should just keep ours clean regardless of what anybody else do.
Yeah. I think I'm thinking about like the measures, like when we go in attack mode, it's just like
Yeah. Because like I said, Kevin Bacon's still there. You got your boy Seinfeld. You got what's dude's name? The
what's the
director,
dude from Seinfeld? Oh, you talking about
Jerry
what's his name?
Seinfeld.
No, man, we may need to do an investigation on that whole Seinfeld crew because this boy was what's the one who's
Kramer,
boy,
yeah.
Kramer.
Yeah.
That boy was on stage, man, boy, that boy was
Letting it
wild.
fly. Yeah.
Y'all see, dang boy, it's so much stuff that's going on. What's his name? The doggone who was it? It's out in California.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Mel Gibson, this nigga done came back.
Mm-hmm.
Mel Gibson came back and he was like, oh, we gotta he's right. We gotta get rid of all these people. I was like, boy, where the
Mel
hell you
Gibson
okay?
true colors
I mean, I
showing.
thought we got you up out of here from all the wild stuff you supposed to got counsel for. Like,
What he said, get all the immigrants out.
yeah. He's like, but we need to get rid of, we need to clean up all this waste. Everything that's going on need to be happening right now. I'm like, you was in the movie Jesus. What movie?
I was just Passion of the Christ. This is a Passion of the sitting here bro.
That boy played white Jesus and started hating everything. Like, goodness gracious. But I'm gonna go ahead and get back to it. This is what I don't want to forget. Is you brought up the BET? Did y'all watch the BET Awards?
Mm-mm.
I watched some of it.
So it was all right. So there's one moment on the BET Awards where I was like, golly, that's kind of messed up. When Kevin Hart was talking about Kirk Franklin.
Kirk Franklin.
What'd he say, bro?
He's like, hey man, hey, you gotta stop all that, you know what I'm saying, popping dick with Jesus. You gotta end right now. Some along those lines. He's like, all that thrust popping. Yeah, I was like, God, on I thought
Kevin
that was a
Hart
bit
watching
much.
that man hips like that.
I think it was what do you think, Smoke? Did you see that?
I just been laughing at all the like a bunch of black folks been coming out like, yeah, he do need to stop that. We've been thinking the same thing. You know how they be like, don't no song calls for that person to do that, or like the action or whatever. They be like, no song that he got calls you to do all that dancing he doing.
Damn, they trying to say he baby TD Jakes.
Yeah, exactly.
I ain't really like put that much thought in. I just thought like one, it made me think it's a reminder that like y'all should be mixing the two together as far as like religion and entertainment and that those two industries. You know what I'm saying? It should be separate. And I get his mindset of you can, God, when you can save people any way you go. But I do think that there needs to be some boundaries when it comes to those situations. But man, I was wondering like, damn, is that a little bit distasteful? Like you, and then also a part was like with people saying, yeah, he do be busting it wide open. So it may be, like if do we let this brother know like publicly, or should we let him know privately?
There might have been a moment's Plies was on stage. You don't never know.
Yeah, this is
I was trying to think of the last time they had a BET, if they still do the gospel awards like they used to.
Oh,
oh
and Steve
yeah.
Harvey used to host them.
Yes, I think that's what I know they got the Stellar Award, so I think they have that. They may have that on BET, but I don't know if they
Yeah,
do the
they had
gospel.
they had the gospel. Glorilla won it.
I'm
They
talking
was
about like
mad
the
at
actual
that.
award show.
She won the actual award though for best
Yeah,
gospel
they
song.
used to have a BET award show, a gospel award
Just
show.
pure gospel.
Yeah, so that's when he would probably be on there, but since they probably don't do that no more, they had to do it there. But yeah, Glorilla winning it and then coming out in the outfit that she came in, it just don't make no sense to me, man. Black folks just sometimes
Meanwhile, there's a whole damn ICE immigration ride outside.
outside, dog. Bro, you see they tried to doing that the Dodgers game and they
Oh
turned
yeah,
them
boy.
away. Man, come on, man.
Hey, it's a PSA message to all the doggone Mexicans and anybody who over here illegal. If you got time to go to a damn Dodgers game right now, boy, you might need to be doggone deported. Bro, it don't like you
Hey man, they trying to live
if
life,
you can't
baby.
read the damn room right now, you had a this ain't the time to be doggone. Like I was talking about with Juneteenth, it ain't time for us to be
Mhm.
doggone celebrating and marching up and down the road. It ain't time for you to be doggone at a doggone American baseball game eating a hot dog.
But I will say this, I think it's funny because that's the second incident the Dodgers done had. Because remember, they got mad at the national anthem lady for singing the national anthem in Spanish. So
Oh
then I
yeah.
find it
Oh,
ironic that you
Yeah,
ended up blocking
okay,
ICE
makes
from
sense.
coming to the venue. You feel me? But then you got mad at old girl when she wanted to speak to her people. So it's like, which one is you trying to,
The
you know
New
what I mean?
Jersey's
Which one
probably
are you
said
trying to
Los
fight?
Dodgers. Trump like, yeah, we gotta cut out. We gotta get a round turn on this, boy.
Los Dodgers.
Was like, yeah, we gotta they getting out of hand down there, man. Yeah, I don't know. You can't do nothing but like fine. I'm laughing. I
No,
am
you're right. You're
empathetic,
right.
but it's just my way of like just
Of
dealing with what's going
expressing
on.
it. Yeah, 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 yeah.
And I think also like a part of us is just like our community, a part of our community is just detaching from everything and laughing at what's going on because it's a sense of I told you, but it's also like with that a sense of I told you. It also got to be I think a course of like how do we fix it is I think is what's missing between all the cultures. To be real, what say y'all?
think the
Think
same
about it.
thing.
Yeah, man. I had some more to add with Kirk Frank. I kind of got thrown off, but you threw me for a loop when you said, everybody was in the comments saying, yeah, he do be doing that. I ain't thinking about that. I ain't thinking about that side of it. I was just thinking like, damn, boy. I was like, golly, man, that man, he put out a book. He had a porn addiction and everything, bro. You know what I'm saying? That
Yeah.
boy, he done battled through doggone, jacking off and everything. Then y'all got this man. Y'all talking about the man. I was like, man, this is. And the look on his white face, it was just like, they was just so embarrassed. I was like, man, that's just, if he was just like laughing along with it or like,
Mhm.
or trying to find a way of, I think that's what made it worse or made me feel like bad. Like, damn, boy, his family is like embarrassed of this moment, and it's going to be one of them viral situations.
Yeah.
I think Gio might be getting deported right now. So probably should go ahead and end the show.
I appreciate you,
Nah, it's
man.
been real, man. You have any closing thoughts, quotes you wanna leave the people?
Nah, man, just keep going, dog. Keep going, man. Shout out to Smoke Fire Apparel in Tallahassee for the
Mm.
hat, and One Will just dropped the video on YouTube. So search ONE.will WILL. Just search that on YouTube, and you'll be able to find it. You'll be able to find his latest video, but I believe it's Shrimp Scampi on YouTube.
Man, that boy, I've been seeing him all over my feed. That boy been cooking, and his marketing and branding himself. I love what he got going. I've seen him on a lot of different outlets, and he been doing different things with talking, having interviews and whatnot. I
And
thought
he
that was
actually
pretty.
he shot the video at Spurrier's.
Oh
So they
dang,
they allowed him to use the top floor by the window, nice little corner spot, him and his partners. and they shot the shrimp scampi video there. So it's pretty clean, man. It's pretty clean.
Mm. Do they have good shrimp scampi at Spurrier?
I haven't been yet. I'm probably going down there this weekend, so this week, so I'll probably stop by there. But he said it's good, it's off the chain, man. It's so good he had to make a song about it.
Oh,
So
good, okay.
yeah.
That's surprising. I would've thought, like, a good Italian restaurant would've did it.
And nah, man. He said Spurrier's got it, man. Spurrier's got it. So check that out. But yeah, that's all I got, man. Just keep doing what y'all doing, man, and putting it out there because you never know who you helping. Or at least putting it out there, at least trying, and share your journey too, man. Don't be scared to hide it. Share your journey.
Hey, man, you gotta move past that fear, man. It's that day and age where you gotta be comfortable putting yourself outside of your comfort zone. You got any closing thoughts, Gio?
Um,
Closing thoughts, quotes, anything?
I'll say this, man, and until it, you know what I'm saying, it really gets embedded into our mentals, bro. Love is a real revolution. You feel me? We love ourselves better. It'll be easier to
Mhm.
love others. And then once we able to unify and love others, and that's where we can get that connection and organization that we so deeply yearn for. But we missing the love. We don't know how to treat each other, so we damn sure don't know how to treat other people. But yeah, man, once we get this love fixed, then you know what I'm saying, the mind gonna be able to think different, then we gonna be able to behave different, then we gonna be different.
Y'all hear that, man? Love yourself, no baby oil.
Mm, for sure,
I
for sure.
guess my closing thought is, I guess faith without works is dead, man. You know,
Hmm.
James 2:26. If you don't believe in anything, man, you'll fall for everything. So, believe in something, get your mind in a good space, man. Detach from the craziness of this world and talk to people in real life. It's Coach Uncut podcast, man. We out.